Hedy, and I said I'd be back to do the frittata, and here I am. I'm prepping for the frittata. I have, I'm gonna make a medium one and a large one. And so I have 3 large potatoes here. I'm probably gonna use like most of this on the big one and a little bit more than that on the medium-sized one. So I'm gonna chop these up in cubes and I'll be back. Okay, so I diced the potatoes. There's 3 nice sized potatoes and a whole onion, a whole medium onion. If you were making just one, you would put less, of course, and of course I'm gonna put the recipe for just one underneath the video. And so what I have some oil heating up in the pans. That's the large one and that's the medium. I have 12 eggs here.
Hold on, there's 12 eggs scrambled.
12 eggs scrambled and 8 eggs here for the medium. And to that, I'm gonna add some grated cheese. About a cup in this one. I always, a little bit here, a little bit there. You know, makes it tastier. So what I'm gonna do is put the potatoes in the pan. The oil is just about ready. And I'll come back when I start mixing everything around. So I've got like almost 2, not quite, like I would say a potato and 3/4 and a potato and 1/4. I didn't put salt in the eggs. I'm just gonna salt the potatoes. And when these get a little brown on both sides, I'm gonna watch them and flip them over. I'm gonna add the onions. I chop the onions very, very fine so that they kind of almost melt into the frittata. So when I was younger, I used to be able to put a dish on top and then flip it over and cook it on the other side. I can't do it anymore. Too old, I don't have any strength in my arms. I tried it, the whole thing fell in the sink. So it was a mess. Anyway, so we'll work on this and then I'll come back when I add the onions. So my potatoes are partially cooked. And I have this here, they were starting to burn a little bit. You know, I have this humongous stove, which is, I love, but what happens is, I think the whole kitchen is on a tilt. So half of my pan cooks more than the other half. I don't know how the heck I can level it out. So what I'm going to do here is I lower the flame because it is too high, and I'm going to let these onions saute in with the potatoes on both of them. And then I'll add the eggs with the cheese. I didn't add the salt there because there's so much cheese in there, but you have to add a little salt to the potatoes because the potatoes soak it up. Okay, so we'll let this go for about 2-3 minutes, and then I'll show you how I add the eggs. Okay, so the 8 eggs with the cheese, I'm putting in the medium-sized one. I don't like to really put it in the back, but I don't have any choice because the last minute they told me they want the pasta vazul, which is standard. You know, my mother, and on Fridays we had, we couldn't eat meat, and so my mother would make fish, but sometimes, you know, we just didn't feel like having fish. So she would make a pasta, either pasta vazul, pasta lentique, pasta basil with the peas, or even pasta badana. But you don't want to make potatoes and eggs with pasta and potatoes because that's all you're having is starch. But you don't have to put potatoes in here if you want. This is the same exact recipe. You could substitute the potatoes with peppers.
No!
Or whatever you want, zucchini. It's the same thing, it's the same principle. So I have that, and I'm gonna make these cook for a little bit. And when they're almost done and the top is still eggy, I put it in the oven. Because like I said, I'm too old, I can't flip anymore. Okay, so that's like almost done. This has a little bit more to go, but I'm gonna put them both in the oven because it'll cook more evenly. I'm gonna bake that. And this one too. Now don't leave it like forever and forget about it. You gotta go back and check it.
How
I
long?
would check it every 5-10 minutes. Or if you got a glass, you could see. But I would check it every 5 minutes just to take a look and see if it's cooking correctly. And what I do at the end is that I like it a little toasty on top. I put it on the broiler for 2 minutes. Gotta watch it. Okay? Okay, so I put the frittatas up here. And what I'm gonna do is
Let me
put
see
it
them.
on.
Let me see what they look like. This is before the broiler.
Yes. And this one too. See how nice it's puffing up?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the broiler on for like 2 minutes. I don't want to put it on any longer than that. In fact, I'm gonna put the timer on because, you know, who clocks 2 minutes? And also, I can't even hear the timer anymore. It'd be ringing and ringing and ringing, and my sons will say, "Ma, the timer's going off."
So, then why put it on? You can't hear it, then why put it on?
So I got 2 minutes under the broiler. And then I'm gonna sample it. Okay, so it's been a couple of minutes. This one is perfect. Wow. And this one could use another minute, but it's kind of done. I'm just gonna leave it in for 1 more minute. In the meantime, we're gonna try this one. We're gonna sample this one out. How's that?
It's okay.
Here it is, ready or not. Absolutely delicious. That took like 3 minutes, because I guess because it was bigger and this only took a couple of minutes. But I'm gonna try this one out.
You look like a scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz right there.
Okay, so here we go. If you want a higher or thicker frittata, you can put it in a smaller pan. But this is fine because when it goes in the oven, it kind of souffles, you know? So let's take a taste here. It's a little bit hot, but like my granddaughter. Blow, Nanny. Mmm. Oh. That's good. And so,
You put a little Italian bread with it.
oh, Italian bread and of course a little
Make-
pasta fazool.
Make a sandwich with the Italian bread. That's weird.
Exactly. You can put whatever you want on it, but it's delicious. So give it a try. It's not hard. As I said, you could substitute the potato for whatever you want if you don't want to have the extra starch. But potatoes, onions, and eggs, what's better than that? Like my grandson says, keep watching, keep cooking, and bon appetit. So what I'm going to do here is put it in, put both of them in. Ow, that's hot, son of a gun.
So they're on a stove, you know.
Yes, I know, but I do know